Good day everyone. We are the presenter 5 and we will be tackling about doing history, a guide for students. As a student, have you ever wondered how important is it to have a historical guideline before delving into an historical masterpiece or a timeline? To answer your quest, just lend your ear to captivate meaningful lessons about doing historical guidelines. This chapter focuses on applying the skills we have learned in previous chapters in writing history, right? Special attention will be given to doing online research, library or archival research, biographies or life history, and lastly, local or oral history. I'll be presenting about doing historical research online. One of its key importance, understanding the present, learning from the past, cultural awareness, identity and belonging, critical thinking, and analyzing historical events. And it helps develops our critical thinking and analytical skills as it requires evaluating sources, understanding different viewpoints, and drawing reasoned conclusions. So by this, we can evaluate the value of the history. Learning objectives: to demonstrate interest in local history and cultural heritage, to utilize historiographical approaches in chronicling the history of one's locality or country, to comprehend the relevance of doing history up to the present. Special attention will be given to the following. First is Internet, cyberspace, Yahoo, Google, Google Scholar, Google Books, Wikipedia, Project Gutenberg, Philippine government websites, and lastly, Internet archives. Later on, I'll pinpoint their importance and historical value. Let us start with the first tool that any student nowadays would also do: research, the so-called Internet. The Internet, it has increasingly become the primary means by which anyone would find any information that they need. The Internet began as a research project, according to some research in Google, funded by the US Department of Defense in the late 1960s. The project, known as ARPANET, which is also called the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. It aimed to create a communication system that could withstand potential disruptions such as a nuclear attack. So ARPANET's first message was sent on October 29, 1969, between UCLA and Stanford Research Institute. So UCLA, or the University of California, Los Angeles, played a crucial role in the development of the Internet. On October 29, 1969, a team of researchers at UCLA sent the first message over ARPANET, the precursor to the modern Internet. This initial communication was a simple attempt to log into a computer at the Stanford Research Institute, the SRI, but the system crashed after sending just the first two letters L and O of the word login. So, this event marked a significant milestone in the development of network communications and laid the groundwork for the global Internet we use today. Some of the historical value of the Internet. First, it is for communication. As we all know that nowadays, Internet plays a crucial role in today's society as it spreads within a slap of a finger or a blink of an eye because of its power to spread information very quickly for the communication revolution. Second, information accessibility. So because of internet, we can access information so easily. Not like just before that. It needs some time for the information uh, to be arrived at a particular place. Next is the economic impact. So by the internet, our economic have progressed very very good. Next is social connectivity, innovation and technology, and lastly, education and learning. So it is the very very uh, useful part of the internet wherein students can access information freely with convenience, and it makes students and teachers to interact productively within the school community or whether in their community where they reside. Cyberspace. Cyberspace is a great tool for source for your research if you know how to use it properly. So cyberspace refers to the virtual environment created by interconnected digital networks, including the internet, telecommunication networks, and computer systems. So getting information available in the internet such as concepts and appropriating it as yours is considered plagiarism. So as a learner or as a person, regardless of your position, you must know how to behave in the internet using the ethical or the so-called uh, netizenship, because if you will appropriate some sources in the internet and without uh, acknowledging the owner, you will be considered to plagiarize that work. So in 1960s to 1970s, Early Development or the Advanced Research Project Agency Network or ARPANET was the precursor of the internet developed by the United States Department of Defense in the late 1960s to facilitate communication between research institutions. So in 1980s, the expansion and standardization, it is when the rise of personal computers. In 1990s, the World Wide Web. The 1990s saw the commercialization of the internet with the proliferation of the Internet Service Providers or ISPs. In 2000, the Web 2.0 and social media, when the early 2000 introduced World Wide Web 2.0 characterized by user-generated content, social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and interactive websites. And lastly, in 2010, it presents cloud computing and LOT or LOT. The rise of cloud computing has enabled scalable storage and processing power over the internet, facilitating the growth of services like Google Drive, OS, and Azure. Search engine websites such as Yahoo or www.yahoo.com or Google www.google.com could lead you to a lot of sources with the right search strings. Yahoo, which means yet another hierarchical officious oracle, which is one of the internet's leading search engines. Also the largest web portal, providing links to thousands of other websites. So Yahoo was founded in January 1994 by Jerry Yang and David Filo, then graduate students at Stanford University. Originally, it began as a director of websites known as Jerry and David's Guide to the World Wide Web. It then quickly evolved into a full-fledged web portal, offering various services such as email, news, finance, and search. So in 1994, so as I have said earlier, Yahoo is founded. In 1996, Yahoo goes public. In 2000, at its peak during the dot-com boom, Yahoo becomes one of the most visited websites on the planet or in the internet. In the year 2005, Yahoo acquires Flickr, a popular photo sharing service. In 2008, Yahoo rejects a $44 billion acquisition offer from Microsoft. So it is very huge. So in 2013, Yahoo acquires Tumblr for approximately $1.1 billion. So in the year 2016, Verizon communicates or communication announces its intent to acquire Yahoo's core internet operations for over $4.83 billion, a deal completed in 2017. So, some important facts of Yahoo is that it is the pioneer internet of the era. It is one of the first major internet companies helping to shape the early web and making it accessible to millions. Second, as a web portal concept, Yahoo popularized the concept of the web portal. Third, search engine. Yahoo's early search capabilities and directory services were critical in the development and improvement of the search technology. And lastly, uh, for the content aggregation, Yahoo News and Yahoo Finance have been significant sources of news and financial information. So, overall, to conclude, Yahoo's significance has waned in the face of competition from Google, Facebook, and other tech giants, but it remains an important part of the internet history. Google, or www.google.com, or which is also called Global Organization of Oriented Group Language of Earth. It is a top search engine in the world founded by an multinational technology corporation that focuses on artificial intelligence, online advertising, and search engine technology. So, Google is very familiar to us ever since in our elementary days, high school days, and in our current state in this college level. So, Google is widely popular because of its availability and convenience for students and teachers. So that's why this search engine is greatly introduced to most aspects of the digital realm. So Google is founded in 1996 and began as a research project by Larry Page and Sergey Brin, a PhD students at Stanford University. So in 1998, Google Incorporated was officially founded on September 4. The first office was in a garage in Menlo Park, California. So, in growth and expansion, in the year 2000, Google launched its AdWords program, which became the foundation for its revenue model by offering targeted advertising. In the year 2004, Google went public via an initial public offering or IPO, raising $1.67 billion and valuing the company at $23 billion. In the year 2005, Google Maps and Google Earth were launched, expanding the company's services beyond search. In the year 2006, Google acquired YouTube for $1.65 billion, marking its significant entry into video content. So, in the year 2007, the Android operating system was acquired, leading to Google's dominant presence in mobile technology. So, recent developments in Google in the year 2015 have reconstructed under a new parent company, Alphabet Incorporated, to better manage its expanding range of products and services. So in the year 2020, Google continues to expand into areas like artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and hardware with products like Google Home and Pixel smartphones. So the important facts of Google is that it is like for search dominance. So as we all know that Google processes over 3.5 billion searches per day according to the research, making it the most popular search engine worldwide. And lastly, for innovation, Google is known for its culture of innovation, with projects such as self-driving cars or Waymo, Google Glass, and various AI research initiatives. So, Google, in conclusion, have made it one of the most influential tech companies globally, shaping how we access and interact information online. So, Google provides its own customized platform for scholarly research called Google Scholar. So, Google Scholar, its search engine is www.scholar.google.com. So, it is used to find electronic journal articles, materials from institutional repositories, and book chapters from any different sources. So, in our high school years, it is very common because our research requires some reliable links with a need for some citations, and Google Scholar is a need. So it is used to find electronic journal articles, as I have said earlier. So Google Scholar is launched in November 2004. It is a freely accessible web search engine that indexes the full text or metadata of scholarly literature across an array of publishing formats and disciplines. It is created by Anurag Arkarya and Alex Verstak. Google Scholar was designed to help users find scholarly articles, theses, books, conference papers, and patents. So, accessibility to scholarly work is Google Scholar democratized access to academic research by making it easier for students, researchers, and the general public to find scholarly articles without needing subscription to academic journals. For citation and tracking, one of the key features of Google Scholar is its ability to track citations. Next, for academic profiles, Google Scholar allows researchers to create and maintain public profiles, listing their publication and citations. So, in our research or previous research, it is very important for us to know the citations, usually the MILA or the APA style. Mostly, the APA is widely recognized by high school researchers. So then, for global reach, as a freely accessible tool, Google Scholar has a global impact, helping researchers and students from around the world, especially those in developing countries who might not have access to expensive journal subscriptions. In conclusion, Google Scholar has fundamentally changed how scholarly research is conducted and disseminated, increasing the accessibility and visibility of academic work and fostering a more interconnected academic community. Google Books, or www.books.google.com. It provides sources for scanned books where you may be able to read some chapters for free. Google Books, launched in 2004, has played a significant role in digitalizing and making millions of books accessible online. Google Books, originally known as Google Print, began in 2002 when Google co-founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin conceived the idea of making the world's books researchable online. Officially launched in 2004 at the Frankfurt Book Fair, Google Books aimed to digitalize books from libraries and publishers, making them accessible through an online platform. It has democratized access to a vast array of knowledge, preserved countless texts, and supported academic research by providing searchable content from various libraries and publishers worldwide. Its impact extends to promoting global literacy, and preserving cultural heritage. Wikipedia. It is the biggest open source encyclopedia in the whole cyberspace. It is an open source encyclopedia. In 2017, it has 40 million articles in 293 languages. Wikipedia is historically important as one of the largest and most accessible repositories of human knowledge ever created. It was launched on January 15, 2001 and revolutionized the way information is shared and accessed online. Wikipedia's model of collaborative editing shows and allows millions of volunteers worldwide to contribute and edit its content, making it a constantly revolving resource. It has become a go-to source for quick, general information on a wide range of topics, influencing the way people research and learn in the digital age. Although Wikipedia has faced several issues throughout its history, including concerns about accuracy, vandalism, and bias in articles. To address these challenges, Wikipedia has implemented various measures. First is all about the community oversight. Wikipedia relies on a large community of volunteers who monitor and edit articles, ensuring accuracy and reliability. Second, and lastly, the policies and guidelines. The site has ever developed stringent policies and guidelines for editing, sourcing, and neutrality, which contributors must adhere to. In conclusion, these measures help Wikipedia maintain its reliability as a valuable source of information despite its open editing model. Project Gutenberg, www.gutenberg.org. Project Gutenberg is a volunteer-driven project that aims to digitalize and archive cultural works, primarily books, and make them freely available in digital form. Project Gutenberg, founded by Michael S. Hart in 1971, is one of the earliest initiatives in the world of digital libraries. It predates the widespread use of the Internet and played a crucial role in making literature accessible in digital formats. Project Gutenberg has made thousands of books accessible to people who might not have had access otherwise, promoting literacy and education globally. The project relies heavily on volunteers and community contributions, highlighting the power of collaborative efforts in preserving cultural heritage. It is the oldest digital library in the world, founded in 1971. More than 50,000 items in its collection, such as the Doctrina Christiana, the first published book in the Philippines, the published travelogues of the foreigners who visited the Philippines, such as Jagur de Comin, Virchow, Foreman, and Worcester, Austin Craig's biography of Rizal, and all volumes of Blair and Robertson's The Philippine Islands in 1493 to 1898. In summary, Project Gutenberg holds significant historical importance as a pioneer in digital libraries, open access, and the preservation of public domain literature. Its impact extends to promoting global literacy and education through freely accessible digital content. Philippine government websites, or www.gov.ph. Starting to be enriched with the sources that may be used for historical research, especially on laws and other government issuances that may be useful when doing topics of a more contemporary period. Philippine government websites play a crucial role in providing information, services, and communication channels between the government and the public. Digital transformation. Philippine government websites have been pivotal in the country's digital transformation efforts. They have modernized government services, making them more accessible and efficient for citizens. Transparency and accountability. These websites enhance transparency by providing access to government information, budgets, policies, and services. This promotes accountability and helps combat corruptions. Although there are challenges in accessibility, despite improvements, challenges such as internet connectivity and digital literacy continue to affect access to government services, particularly in rural and remote areas. So, if you're looking for information on Philippine government websites, there are several official portals where you can find enacted laws and other government information. For example, the Official Gazette, Congress of the Philippines, Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR, Department of Environment and Natural Resources or DENR, and lastly, the Supreme Court. These websites should provide you with the necessary information regarding Philippine government enactments and related documents. So, in summary, Philippine government websites are vital tools in enhancing transparency, improving service delivery, and promoting citizen engagement. They have significantly contributed to the country's digital governance landscape, though challenges remain in ensuring universal access and cybersecurity. Internet Archive or www.archive.org, an online library that originally sought to archive web history but grew later on to provide digital versions of another works. The Internet Archive, founded in 1996 by Brewster Kahle, is a non-profit digital library that aims to provide universal access to all knowledge. It archives web pages, books, audio recordings, videos, and other digital content for public access and preservation. It's significant for its role in preserving digital content that might otherwise be lost, ensuring that future generations can access a wide range of historical and cultural materials online. This digital library is valuable for historical research, cultural preservation, and ensuring access to knowledge for future generations. Its efforts in digitalizing and archiving content are fundamental in maintaining a comprehensive digital record of human knowledge and creativity. So it contains 279 billion web pages, 11 million books and text, 4 million audio recordings, 3 million videos, 1 million images, and 100,000 software programs. So it's very vast and wide range. So in conclusion, the Internet Archive stands as a vital institution in the digital age, dedicated to preserving and providing access to a vast array of digital content. Its mission to archive the web, books, videos, and more ensures that cultural, historical, and educational resources remain accessible to all, regardless of geographical location or time. Thank you. That's my part of the topic. Hope you've grasped and learned some valuable lessons about doing historical research online. Miss Mario and Miss Lucica will discuss some of the remaining topics of this chapter. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Today we'll be learning about doing historical research in libraries and archives. Now, what do you mean by archives? Archives refers to a collection of historical documents, records, or the materials that are preserved for research purposes. These are manuscripts, letters, photographs, maps, official records, and other materials of historical significance. Now, it is typically organized and managed by institutions such as libraries, museums, government agencies, universities, and historical societies. So, doing historical research in libraries and archives are necessary in the study of history, as these are repositories of primary and secondary sources. Now, what is primary sources? Primary sources means first-hand, original materials created. So these are artifacts created during the time period being studied. So examples are Diary of Jose Rizal, Katipunan documents, and photographs of Philippine-American War. Now, secondary sources are interpretations or analysis events of people or conditions by someone who was not directly involved. So, examples are books of historians, journal articles, and documentary films. Now, students of history are usually expected to write historical essays or historical research papers, and this entails the concern of data through primary sources. And nowadays, libraries have forgone the card catalog system and switched to the digital version called Online Public Access Catalog or OPAC, sometimes called the Library Catalog. Now, OPAC, an electronic database used by libraries to manage their collections of books, periodicals, multimedia materials, and other sources. So OPAC provides convenience for users to find their desired books. However, the downside of OPAC is that when the search yields too many results, other unnecessary books or even errors may occur. Now, in finding our books correctly, one must be more defined and use keywords as we go through online search. Now this time, we will proceed to the libraries in the Philippines. Now, this is what's the library, the National Library of the Philippines in Ermita, Manila looks like. And it has wide books in the Filipiniana section. Now, what is the Filipiniana section? The Filipiniana section in a library is a designated area that houses a collection of materials related to the Philippines. Next, we have the Philippine Islands, 1493 to 1898. Now, this is a historical collection that compromises translation of primary source documents. These are related to the Philippines during the early period of Spanish colonization up to the end of 19th century. Now we have the National Archives of the Philippines. This is an agency of the government mandated to collect, store, preserve, and make available records of the government and other primary sources pertaining to the history and development of the Philippines. Now, most of the materials, especially for their years of Spanish colonialism, are in their original language. However, it has been in fire incident that occurred on February 7, 1945 during World War II, when Japanese forces set fire to Manila City Hall. Now, the majority of the sources vanished, but they're still left. Now, we have here the University of the Philippines in Diliman, Quezon City, which is very rich in sources that is useful for research. And Ateneo de Manila University, Quezon City Library holds the American Historical Collection. Whereas the University of Santo Tomas has a collection from the 16th century, owing the fact that it is the oldest Catholic university in the country. Now, we have the Family History Center at the Church of Jesus Christ, which have generous sources for research on genealogies. And the Chen Ben-si Memorial Library in Kaisa offers resources on Chinese and Filipino Chinese in the Philippines and in Southeast Asia. Lastly, we have the Archdiocesan Archives of Manila has immense church database. Now, it is important to note that these three are private libraries in the Philippines. Now let's proceed to doing life history and biographical research. Now I have some questions here that could make a summary out of this topic. Let's start with the first question. Why should we know about the life history of an individual? Now what do you think? Why is it important? Well, Studying the history of an individual provides a tangible connection to broader historical events and societal transformation. So, by examining the decisions, experiences, and contributions of specific individuals, we're to deeply understand the personal impacts within the context of a larger historical narratives. Now, next is that why is it relevant to do biographical research and doing history? Now, biographical research enhances historical understanding by humanizing the past, revealing individual stories that contribute to broader narratives of societal change and cultural evolution. So, for the final question, is there a mutual constitution between history and biography? Now, when I say mutual constitution, this means that the history and the biography are independent and shape each other reciprocally, in such a way that biography and history influences and defines the other. And we have the answer here that says yes. Why do you think so? Well, this is because history gives the big picture while biography provides personal stories that help us understand history deeply. These two work together to give us a fuller picture of the time of the past. Now that would be all, and I will now give you to my co-reporter, Ms. Chela Nina Lucica, to let you understand more about doing oral and local history. Thank you so much.
Doing local and oral history. But first, let's discuss the local history. So, local history is the study of the history of a particular community. In other words, local history refers to the study and documentation of the history of a specific geographic area, usually a town, city, country, or region. It focuses on the events, people, places, and cultural developments that have shaped that particular area over time. So, it is a local history is the unique characteristics and experiences of a local community, including its social, economic, political, and cultural evolution, and also its primary sources. Local historians often rely on primary sources such as newspapers, letters, diaries, government records, photographs, maps, and oral histories to gather detailed information about the that area. And also for the personal stories. So it highlights personal stories and contributions of local individuals and families, providing a more intimate and detailed perspective on historical events. So local landmarks. So it includes the study of local landmarks, buildings, and sites of historical significance, which can offer insights into the architectural and cultural heritage of the area. And engaging in local history is valuable for several reasons. First, understanding community identity. So it helps people understand the origins and development of their community, fostering a sense of identity and belonging. And also in the preserving cultural heritage. So by documenting and preserving local history, we ensure that future generations can access and learn from past experiences, traditions, and cultural practices. So, indeed, Doing local history can be challenging for several reasons. First, the limited resources. So, local historical research often suffers from a lack of resources, such as funding, access to archives, and research materials. Second, fragmented records. So, historical records at the local level might be incomplete, scattered, or poorly preserved, making it difficult to piece together a comprehensive narrative. And third, um, oral histories. So much local history relies on oral traditions, which can be subjective and prone to memory disruptions or biases. One important historical methodology to local history is oral history. So it is important in the midst of scarcity in written sources, historical documents, and other material evidences. Oral history is a method of historical documentation that involves recording and preserving personal recollections, experiences, and reflections through interviews. This approach captures first-hand accounts from individuals, providing unique and diverse perspectives that often complement and enrich traditional written records. Oral histories are particularly valuable for documenting the experiences of marginalized or underrepresented groups, adding a personal and emotional dimension to historical narratives, while they offer invaluable insights and help fill gaps in the historical records. Oral histories require careful verification and ethical considerations to ensure accuracy and respect for the interviewee's source. So oral history is primarily relies on memory. So oral history relies heavily on memory, which is both a strength and a challenge of the method. Memory allows individuals to share personal experiences, emotions, and perspectives that are often absent from written records. So, providing a rich and understanding of historical events. So, through oral history, we can access the lived experiences of people, particularly those from marginalized or underrepresented groups. Stories might not be documented elsewhere. In conclusion, oral history and local history are invaluable methods for capturing the diverse experiences of individuals and communities. Oral history, with its reliance on personal memories and first-hand accounts, enriches local history by adding depth, emotion, and personal perspectives that are often absent from traditional records. It ensures that the voices of marginalized or underrepresented groups are heard and preserved, contributing to a more inclusive and comprehensive historical narrative. While both methods face challenges such as limited resources, fragmented records, and the subjectivity of memory, their benefits in preserving cultural heritage, fostering community identity, and informing future generations are profound. Together, they offer a fuller, more dynamic understanding of the past, making history accessible, relatable, and relevant to contemporary society. Interacting with history through historical shrines and museums. I know we are all familiar to shrines and museums. So historical shrines and museums serves as portals to the past. Historical shrines and museums serves as vital portals to the past, offering tangible connections to history through artifacts, exhibits, and preserved sites. They provide immersive experiences that allow individuals to engage directly with the physical remnants of earlier times, fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation of historical events, cultures, and figures. These institutions play a crucial role in preserving cultural heritage, curating collections that might otherwise be lost or forgotten, and making history accessible to the public. By presenting research and curated displays, shrines and museums educate visitors, provoke thoughtful reflection, and inspire a sense of continuity and identity. They act as guardians of collective memory, ensuring that the lessons and legacies of the past are remembered and understood by future generations. One example is the Rizal Shrine in Calamba, Laguna. It is a significant historical landmark dedicated to the life and legacy of Dr. Jose Rizal, the Philippines' national hero. Located in Rizal's ancestral home, this Spanish colonial-style house preserves artifacts, personal belongings, and memorabilia that illustrate his childhood and formative years. The shrine offers visitors a glimpse into the early life of Rizal, showcasing his contributions to Filipino nationalism and the fight for independence from Spanish rule. By exploring the Rizal Shrine, visitors gain a deeper appreciation of his intellectual and patriotic pursuits, making it a crucial site for understanding the historical and cultural heritage of the Philippines. Additional information, here are the things you can do upon arriving in the Historical Shrine or Museum. So look for the historical marker. Spend time reading the captions or text accompanying the artifacts or exhibits on display. So write a reflection paper that represents your own critical evaluation of the site. Take the chance and participate in the interactive opportunities to experience history firsthand. That would be all. Thank you.